Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Swedish watch collector, and today we're gonna take a look at this beautiful 1970s Longines Flagship. So, first of all, I hope you all can appreciate the interesting shape of this watch. The wide and rounded lugs gives the watch almost an oval shape. And it also makes it look like the watch strap connects very deep into the case itself. So it's definitely a very interesting and unique look to this watch. It might not be for everyone, but personally I really enjoy it. The top part here is 18 karat gold. Unfortunately, however, as you can see, both the side and the case back is stainless steel. It is a nice touch, however, that the gold layer here on top is actually quite thick. But of course I would have liked it more if it was 18 karat gold all the way through. So the glass is made from plastic crystal, so it does scratch if you're not careful. And inside you have this beautiful silver dial with a slight pattern. It kind of reminds me of the texture of maybe a rock or a side of a cliff, but you have to look really closely to actually see this. It has a date function at the 3 o'clock position, and in the top middle here you have the familiar golden Longines logo. Both the hour indicators and the watch hands are also golden. I'm not sure if it's actually 18 karat gold or just gold colored. It's probably the latter. But what's cool about them is that they all have this black line inside of them, both the hour indicators and the watch hands. And this creates a really cool effect where they look golden in some lighting and black in others. So I hope it's possible for you to see the effect the black lines have here in this light. Very nice. So this watch, it's powered by a 25 joules caliber L633.1 movement, which is an in-house Longines movement. It's an automatic watch which has a rotor, so it will wind itself while you wear it, but it can also be manually wound using the crown here. However, since the crown is so small and my hands are too big, I actually cannot wind it using the crown. And I don't think my hands are that big. But if you have above average sized hands, you probably won't be able to wind it using the crown. So what I usually do after it's been laying for a while, I set the watch and then I just pick it up and I just shake it around for a while so it starts running again. But I must say it's actually quite a bummer that I can't wind it using the crown. So now I'm gonna put the watch on so you can see how it looks on my wrist. So just give me a second and I'll be right back. So here is how the watch looks on my wrist. Unfortunately, this is not the original bracelet, which isn't that weird considering the age of the watch. Nonetheless, I would like to have the original strap, of course. So as you can see, it's quite a small watch. It's 35.5 millimeters wide, 36 including the crown, and it's 38 millimeters lug to lug. So by today's standards, this is quite a small watch, but for its time it was actually average sized, or maybe even slightly above average. And I have a wrist circumference of about 18 centimeters, which is just above 7 inches, which also happens to be just about the average male wrist size. So some people might think that this watch is too small, but however, I enjoy the classic look of the smaller vintage watches. That said, if you have really large wrists, this watch will probably look too small. And I also find that this is a very versatile watch. It looks very well when you're wearing a suit and tie as a dress watch, but it also looks fine in more casual clothes, maybe just a shirt that you roll up the sleeves on. And for that very reason, I actually wear this a lot to work, because I switch between a more dressed up look when I go to meetings, and I usually more casually dressed when I'm just at the office. So what about the price? Well, this particular model of the Longines Flagship, the model 633-3618, this oval-shaped model, is actually not that easy to find. But if you can find one, they're actually quite reasonably priced. One of these recently sold at a Swedish auction firm for 2,200 Swedish crowns, which is about $225. Quite the steal for a watch like this, if you ask me. However, if you plan on buying one of these, make sure it runs fine before you buy it. Since I know from experience that renovating one of these can be quite pricey. I actually spent $400 renovating the one I have here. But since I inherited this watch, it's not so much about the cost of renovation and more about the sentimental value for me. My grandfather actually inherited this watch from his father-in-law, and I in turn inherited it from him. So the history behind this watch and the memories it holds makes it one of my most precious possessions. And I wouldn't trade it for any other watch in the world. And to me, that's the greatest thing about watches. As long as you take care of them, they will keep on ticking long after we are gone, left for our descendants to enjoy along with our memory. I am the Swedish watch collector, and I'll see you all next time.